So, fellas, and my hard R fellas that have joined the channel, I have stated more than one time on this very channel that I'm an atheist, and I'm not a cultural Christian. I'm a cultural Andrew Wilson Christian nationalist. If anyone is going to make me a Christian, it's Andrew Wilson. So when I see the same church lady Christians that drove me to be an atheist kvetching about Andrew Wilson, I got a couple of things to say about it. I saw a clip of Andrew talking down to a feminist that brought up the marital history of his wife out of nowhere just to antagonize him. He responded emotionally and rightfully so, and I thought nothing of it. I saw the responses of the left saying he got owned as I expected. What I didn't expect was the onslaught of the same church lady Christians that have driven me to atheism my entire life. So let me show you the clip in question. The 1-minute clip circulating is part of a 6-hour debate, and this is on hour 4 of this feminist being an absolute moron.
They say, hey, we're going to go ahead and bring up Donald Trump and he needs to appear in court. How does California enforce that?
In this day and age, I don't know. That gets tricky. I wouldn't trust Donald Trump to.
Are they going to send California agents to arrest the President of the United States, do you think?
We could send the National Guard and start a civil war. Our National Guard, the California National Guard. But that would be treason.
So I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're
mean?
a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby daddies?
What did I just say? Dyke?
Your wife with the 3 baby daddies?
I'm sorry, dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try to...
show your hatred against...
Do the women that you try to...
them that they shouldn't...
You know, Charlie, did I bring...
women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did I bring your family?
5 years older?
Did I bring any of your family into anything?
Stupid.
Did I say anything about your family being stupid, Charlie?
You could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because you are not a traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not a traditional man.
Let's go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing which is immoral.
So we have Canadian Patriot, who's a nationalist and a Christian, say, like a bitchy middle school girl, sorry, not sorry, but she actually cooked him. And some of the responses I've seen have said, what, she's just telling the truth. What, how's that an insult? It's just the truth. Imagine if Charlie Kirk's wife was debating someone and she called them stupid when they're being stupid, and then they responded with, yeah, so here's my worldview. Your husband's dead. What? Why are you getting mad? So? What? And then Canadian Patriot goes, wow, Charlie Kirk's wife got totally owned in this conversation. How is it not like that? What? It's a fact. How is that fact pertinent? We'll cover that in just a moment, but the only way he got totally owned is that his wife had children with other men, and I'm an atheist, I don't know anything. I was pretty sure that the appeal of Christianity, it's not fucking being funny or being fun or having a good time, you boring motherfuckers. I thought the appeal, the most redeeming quality was the redemption of Christianity. So what, if you sin in the past, you can never make your life better, so he got totally owned? What is the messaging here? How are you attempting to create more Christians in the world by saying he got totally owned because she invoked the marital history of his wife? How about Derek Bellend, proudly one of Christ's etceteras, and he hashtag live by truth. He said, strong language warning, but absolute proof Wilson is not a Christian. He's not even masculine. Orthos, rein your boy in. You just gave a trigger warning over naughty language, and then you tried to say another man wasn't masculine. I don't know what God you believe in, but he's fucking weak. You see that? These church ladies bring the demon out of me. We're in a spiritual battle across the West, and this dickless wonder does a trigger warning for language before calling another man not masculine. Because he defended the honor of his wife to a dyke slag. This is when Christians seem like pathetic little leftists, but instead of crying about someone using racist language, they cry about someone using PG-13 language. Both have the same goal, pointing their finger in a moral outrage to elevate themselves over someone else. Tisk tisk, Andrew, we wouldn't want you being too mean to the soulless demon. Let's make the conversation, like a leftist, about the optics, and about the word choice, and not about the actual situation at hand. Let me show you some more of this conversation to add some context of how catastrophically idiotic this clam slurper is, and I'll let you decide what we should be more focused on.
Let's go through it.
You are not a traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not a traditional man.
Let's go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing which is immoral.
What you're doing which is immoral?
Yeah.
I think that you have been complicit in convincing young men that...
No, my family dynamic. What am I doing? Being married to my wife.
It's immoral.
Then why? So then.
Under my worldview,
so all you did.
That's perfectly
So wait, Chuck. All you're doing is saying. So Chuck, shouldn't you actually be saying that, Andrew, you're doing a good thing? Hang on, Charlie. I just want to make sure I got this right. Am I doing a good thing?
Do you think your wife is a charity case?
By taking care of children who weren't mine? Was I doing a good thing? Whose fathers abandoned them? Was I doing a good thing?
Yeah, you're doing a good thing.
Oh, okay. Well then, Chuck, why did you use that as a form of personal attack on me? Even though you think I'm a good person doing a good thing.
I'm convincing you of my worldview.
You're very convincing, Chuck.
Under my worldview,
I'm a good person.
You can marry your wife and no one would judge you. And you can raise the children that aren't yours and no one would judge you.
No, they would still judge me, Chuck.
Under your worldview, that would not be so. Christian nationalists?
Yeah, what about it?
Isn't even acceptable.
Do you understand what Christianity is? Do you think
yes,
that?
I was raised Christian. Were you?
Yeah, I was.
Let's break that down real quick. Under her worldview, he wouldn't be judged. Well, people are going to judge. Like that's not even remotely close to true. Everyone judges. That's not her worldview. That's her temporary and very convenient position to act like she wasn't just trying to insult him. And then she says to Christian nationalists, divorce isn't even acceptable. And, well, she's right, because I saw that all over the comments where you've gotten divorced and there's no path to redemption. It would be one thing if he got divorced and he was acting like, I don't know, Andrew Tate or whatever, but he's clearly showing with his wife a path to redemption. And by the way, this shouldn't even matter, and it doesn't matter, but she also contributes rhetorically and research-wise when it comes to feminism, and she's a published author on how harmful feminism is, and honestly, very similarly to what I've done with videos about communism on this channel, where I use their own research and their own words to describe what they're doing. She has done that with feminists. And both of them, even without that, and both of them are devoting their lives to espousing the views of the church that supports them by living their values and aligning their behavior and values with God and sharing that with people as their advocacy. But no, Will Spencer, who rescues men from destructive thinking and who found real truth in Christ, thinks that there are countless ways a Christian man could have answered this question correctly. Andrew chose the wrong answer instead. I'd love to hear the conversation he has to have with his kids to explain why they have two mommies. Bro, you don't have enough influence to where people dig through your history to try to hold it against you in a debate. Sure, you're creationists, atheist creationists. You're an atheist, Mill, but let's give Andrew's wife, Rachel, a chance to respond to this woman.
Rachel?
Can you hear me?
Yes. I don't know why Discord wasn't working, so we're just going to do it via the phone. Do you want to say anything?
Well, I guess I'm just going to ask her the same question kind of that Andrew asked her, which is, I mean, she said all this stuff about me that she got completely wrong, but what is it that you think Andrew or I are doing that is wrong or hypocritical?
I do feel that with your guys' platforms, what you do is, Rachel, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not familiar with your platform. I'm only familiar with your husband's.
You're only familiar with talking shit about it when she's not here.
Well, hey, man, I was trying to prove my point.
Yeah, good job.
Okay, how does what you said about me prove your point? Like, again, did somebody tell you that Andrew like hates on single moms and like shits on them, and so you thought that because he's married to me and I had kids before I married him that like he's a bad Christian? Like, I don't understand where you're coming from with this. What did he do wrong, and what did I do wrong?
So the basis of Andrew's platform is essentially to make women look stupid and humiliate them. And I don't.
You're doing a perfectly good job of that all by yourself. He doesn't even need to help. But go on.
Notice how the roast beef mangler doesn't have anything to say for herself. She just goes right back to her talking points. The entire point of this was to get people to shit on Andrew and Rachel and also get Christian nationalists to do it. And it worked. They fell for it. Yeah, let's criticize, let's judge and criticize. Yeah, the feminist is right. This is how stupid and useless the gullible leftist church lady Christians are. Hook, line, and sinker. Ooh, they just couldn't wait to be so morally superior. What do these effeminate Christians want Rachel to do after the father of her child was beating her? They don't care. Just like the left doesn't really care about black people, and they can't help but publicly fillet themselves on their superior morality on the topic. Nothing says Christianity like your damaged goods. You are, under no exaggeration, serving the devil. This is exactly what the feminist clam wanted, and what is Satan if not a degenerate feminist clam? She undeniably primes the audience to think to themselves, yeah, Christian nationalists are foaming at the mouth beasts that don't believe in redemption and will callously judge you for getting a divorce and to deny your relationship as valid.
Under your worldview, that would not be so. Christian nationalists?
Yeah, what about
isn't
it?
even acceptable.
So what did they do? Exactly what the devil told them to do. There's a bunch of comments about how she got divorced and that's bad. From Christians, from Catholics, it's a no-no. Sure, just don't be surprised when people go to a progressive church that actually takes them in and gives them a path to redemption. Oh my word, this gets even worse. Who does she think is a Christian nationalist? She thinks Steven Crowder is a Christian nationalist. I'm just gonna let this play, and we'll reconvene in just a moment.
Did your wife had a no-fault divorce? Was it no fault?
I'm not going to get into my personal life with you, Chuck.
All right, but if you're saying that Christian nationalists are, they're pro-show cause but against at-fault divorce, then it's the same
Okay,
thing.
Chuck. Well, what happened is her ex-husband went in the room and beat her half to death and
that's
ripped.
horrible,
Shut up,
man.
Chuck.
That's horrible.
Shut up, Chuck. But you want me to relive it and you want me to tell you about it, so I will.
I'm asking if it was
No,
show
shut up,
cause or
Chuck.
no
It's my
fault.
turn to tell you.
All right.
And ripped out half of her tongue. Ripped it out of her fucking head. And so the thing is funny, Chuck. I just want to point this out. Thanks, by the way, for reminding me of that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can you just help me out with this? Which Christian nationalist would say that divorce under those circumstances was not appropriate?
Who's the dude that was berating his pregnant
You
wife?
tell me. Steven Crowder?
Yeah.
You think Steven Crowder, who's one of Rachel's best friends, would tell her that
That's
was
her best friend?
I didn't say it was her best friend.
That's one of her
Yeah.
best friends?
Yes. And one of mine.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that's what I mean, man, is you espouse
No,
all this
man.
shit, but
What
your
I mean, man, is you
worldview
just said that Steven Crowder.
It is pro-woman
Steven
abuser.
Crowder.
It is pro
You're saying that Steven Crowder.
You were telling your wife's like you are talking about her horrific trauma, and then you're saying like that like freaking Steven Crowder.
Steven
who was
Crowder
on
didn't
video
lay a
abusing-
finger
and you're
on his
hanging
wife.
out- You are hanging out with abusers of women that want to trap women. in
Steven
horrible
Crowder
relationships.
never laid a finger on his wife, you lying bitch.
As far as we fucking know.
No, as far as she claimed publicly, you fucking idiot. You don't even know anything about the case. You stupid broad. Can you tell me that Hillary Crowder has said that Steven Crowder ever touched her? Ever? Because she's then why are you making
But
these
he's still an
allegations?
abuser of women.
How?
So Andrew opens up and talks about how his wife was severely abused by another man, and Chuck over here loves that she could torment him with that.
Thanks, by the way, for reminding me of that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then she concern trolls the entire time, while unquestionably defaming Steven Crowder and continuing to lie even after she was corrected. Everyone up to speed on the kind of person that this is? Any Christian's gonna feel embarrassed by supporting anything she says at all whatsoever? Yes? No? But anyways, a lot of the focus has been on Andrew in this quote-unquote drama. But let's focus on Rachel since she was invoked and let her speak for herself a little more. I'm a liberal, okay? I'm gonna let the woman speak while Andrew's away.
But that's how his thing works, is he goes on debate shows. A lot of the time it's young women, people with no formal debate experience, such as myself.
You guys make yourself look stupid. Andrew can't make you look stupid if you're not. You are not a very smart person. You're the one who put yourself in this position. And since you lost and you got humiliated, you thought the thing to do would be attack me. And okay, so let's go there. Where did you get the idea that I'm promiscuous? What promiscuous means I've slept with a lot of people, right?
I would say that I think that having children with multiple men is, I think that is more significant than...
Okay, well, I think it would be if, and I know why people assume this. I do understand why people assume it. They're just wrong in their assumptions. It would be wrong if I had been sleeping with lots of people, if I had been carelessly getting pregnant with random people. That's not the case. I've spent my entire adult life only in 3 long-term committed relationships, one of which is a, almost 20-year relationship with Andrew. Now we're like 18 years in. We've been married since 2012.
Not that she has to explain herself, but she's willing to, which I think is rather commendable. Been married to Andrew Wilson for 18 years. Christians, does that account for anything at all whatsoever? An 18-year committed relationship? Yeah, but as Jesus once said, what about before that 18 years?
Prior to that, I was married for 4 years, as Andrew had to unfortunately explain. That ended not even because I left, but because he beat the crap out of me and was being pursued by the law and left the state, and so it was like abandonment.
So before 18 years ago, that was a previous 4-year relationship she was in which she had a kids, some sort of kids, and the guy beat her up and abandoned the family. Okay, well, now let's go before that relationship on this journey of promiscuity.
The first one was my high school boyfriend, who I knew my whole life, who I was with for 5 years. We had 2 children. He had his own personal problems, and that did not work out. So I understand why people make the assumption, but the truth is I'm not promiscuous. I have an extremely low body count. I've never had one-night stands. I've never cheated on anyone. I've never just carelessly or casually had sex ever. So I've only ever been with men that I, at least at the time, felt certain I was going to be with forever and have a family with.
It sounds like when she has had sex, it has been to create life and be in a committed relationship with the man. She's tried that with 2 different men, and it didn't work out. And she tried it with Andrew, and it worked out. That's how my brain hears that. And I just feel like the last 18 years of their relationship, which has been kind of public, would show signs of bearing good fruit. Christians? Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I'm missing in this critique of what's happening. Let's listen in on who these effeminate Christians were supporting as to who owned Andrew Wilson and his wife. Let's just hear her takes on promiscuity and what it means in this context.
If she had slept with 3 men but had aborted all of the children, would she still be promiscuous?
She would have lived her life. It would have been better for her.
If she had only slept with 3 men but aborted her children, hang on, Rachel, stop for a second. Would it be the case? Was that too abusive? Shut up, Rachel. Was that too abusive, Charlie? So Charlie, tell me, if she had aborted her children with those 3 relationships, would she be less promiscuous or not?
I think that, frankly, in my opinion, her life would have been better spent.
Would she be less promiscuous, Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah, she'd be less promiscuous.
Yeah.
These fucking people. Rachel, you should have.
I'm talking about optics.
Rachel, you should have killed. You should have killed our kids, Rachel.
Maybe she should have.
Point for the Catholics. She's even more promiscuous that when she would have sex, it would be to create life, and since she can't control the person that she's with, the relationships ended for one reason or another, and maybe she should have just aborted her kids. And maybe Andrew shouldn't have entered into her life, into an 18-year marriage, and help raise those kids. This is who Christians are saying owned Andrew Wilson, okay? Those Christians make me be an atheist. You're acting like leftists, dude. Like, how can I take them seriously? What do they believe in? What limiting principles do they have?
So it's less promiscuous if I kill the children?
I mean, you're not killing children. You're having an abortion.
Did you just say to me that my life would be better if I had aborted my children?
I mean, if I were in your shoes, I would have had a better time doing that.
Wow.
Dude, how much do you want? I would bet my bottom dollar that Andrew Wilson is laughing so hard because in his mind, he goes, yeah, of course you'd have a better time if there weren't kids. You're a dyke. No man's dick would go inside you. This is a ridiculous thing to even conceive.
I regret to inform you that I love all of my children. I would never unalive them. I would never wish that they weren't born, even if there was some mild inconvenience to me along the way, or maybe I had to do a little work to raise them. I love my children. I would never wish that they had not been born. And I'm certain my life would not have been better without them.
Would you deny that under patriarchy you are seen as like I hate to use this phrase, but as a damaged woman on account of having had children with multiple men? Would you deny that is unfortunately the common perspective?
I actually think it's people like you who think that about me. Andrew is a patriarch. He is a patriarchist. As you said, he's the one out here representing the patriarchy, and he looked at my situation and said, she is worth marrying, because if I had been divorced because I was a bitch, or because I was not submissive, or because I was a cheater, or because I was mentally unstable, any of the normal reasons that you do have a woman who's got kids from two guys, the usual reasons. I happen to be an outlier for the reasons why I was in that situation. And despite the fact that, and I've said this before, I thought Andrew was way too good for me. I tried to break up with him multiple times because I thought he's got a great life with no baggage. Why would he could pick anybody. He should pick someone else other than me. That was my opinion. He was the one who looked at me and said, no, I really think you're great wife material, great mom material. I know that based on the fact that you're already a great mom. Yeah, your situation isn't the best, but all things considered, it's a deal I'm willing to take. Because he thought I was that awesome. Isn't that cool? What a good guy.
Nice try, Rachel, but I've been informed by the real Christians that even though that story was heartwarming and should be motivational for people to go to Christianity because they can redeem themselves, you're nothing more than a broken floozy. Sure, I interpreted that story as deeply profound, and it sounded like Andrew cared the most about having a functional family, and you already proved to be such a great mother that he didn't care about your past and your current circumstance, and he wanted to create a family with you and take care of your other kids because he's that good of a man. But I'm just some idiot atheist, so what do I know? So let's end it here. Christians who don't like no-no words, let me let you in on a little secret. There's hundreds, if not thousands of languages spoken in the world. God's word is a colloquialism. His words have been interpreted and translated by man. It is up to you and all of us to develop a responsible sense of discernment to know what's in a person's heart when they speak. When Andrew is speaking demon to a demon, think of it as him speaking Spanish to a Spanish person. It's an abrasive use of language to reciprocate the energy being given, to show he will not be bullied, not to attack the demon, but to attack the hubris of the demon. If you can support the Crusades, surely you can find it in your small, shriveled wieners to understand the usage of language amidst a spiritual war. The mocking will continue until morale improves. Have a good one.